up, guys? Happy New Year and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about a subject that is very near and dear to my heart. You guys, today we are going to learn how to communicate when you're just out in public, running your day-to-day errands and tasks. What do you do when you run into an individual who is a little bit different than you are? When you run into someone who marches to the beat of their own drum? How in the world do you communicate with an individual who has special needs? Today, I'm going to teach you how to do so in just a few easy steps. Let's get started. Think about all the places you encounter people. I mean, literally, you step outside your house, you go to the store, there's people. You go to the mall, you go to church, you go to casino. I mean, whatever floats your boat. But wherever you go, you are going to encounter people. And you need to know that not every person is made the same. You guys, we are all built different, including you. There are so many different types of people out there. I mean, seriously, tall, short, skinny, fat, and everywhere in between. You guys, people who like coffee, people who don't, people who like avocado toast, and people who don't. I think guacamole is disgusting. All things avocado are gross, but you know, we can talk about that another time. You can let me know your comments to that down below. But you guys, my point here is people are different. People think different ways, people like different things, and people enjoy different activities. Y'all, in the beginning, when God decided it's time to create people, you know he was up in heaven with his iced coffee and saying, what should I add into my people? Because I want to make them more like me. For some of us, we have really great humor. For others, we have a unique sense of style. And for all of his children with special needs, I think he gave those kids the most amazing gifts and talents. You guys, individuals with special needs, be it kid, tween, teen, adult, or even a geriatric individual, you guys, it doesn't matter. God made these individuals special. They communicate in unique ways. They learn things in different ways. And believe it or not, they teach us how to be patient, because when you're teaching them something, you can't just blurt it out and scream it out and do it the way that you might do it in school, all rushed, fast, and disorganized and in a hurry, just, No. Individuals with autism don't tend to learn that way. They need things structured, they need things organized, and a lot of times they need them modified. You guys, when God made individuals with special needs, he made, in my opinion, one of the greatest gifts of all. So let's talk about it. What do you do when you encounter someone when you're out in public that does things a little bit differently than you, especially if you're not used to working with individuals on the spectrum? What do you do when your best friend finds out her child is newly diagnosed? How do you communicate with that child? What do you do when you're the cashier? Maybe you work at a store or coffee shop, whatever, and that individual comes up to you and wants to order, but isn't sure where to start, and they take a really long time to decide. But you know what? Beyond that, what about when it's time to pay and they want to do it independently, so they take forever and ever and ever to count out their change? You guys, these are all real life situations, but as the person on the opposite side of that, what do you do? How do you communicate? And this is so important, because as we integrate these individuals into the community, as they grow up and learn to live their best life, we want to make sure that you guys are ready, that you guys are trained, and you guys are out there knowing what to do. Now, I know your mama taught you manners, but today I'm going to teach you how to communicate. And I'm not just talking about hi and bye. I'm going to teach you how to communicate the right way when you're in these situations. So how do we start? When I say communicate, you guys, it can really just be as simple as, hey friend, how are you doing today? Just putting your best foot forward, being empathetic, making eye contact, showing that you're interested and engaged in the conversation and what the needs of that person are. You guys, eye contact is going to be a big one. I will give you this warning though. Some individuals, depending on what special need they have or just their abilities or religious preferences in general, some individuals don't make eye contact. And for a lot of kids on the spectrum, you might notice them doing a lot of this, looking everywhere but in your eyes, or looking completely down here at the floor instead of at you. And it's not that they're trying to ignore you. Eye contact is a very high level skill. So when you are working with a child or trying to engage with a child, let's say you're going over to that friend's house who has a child who's on the spectrum and it's a little awkward. You don't necessarily take your kids over because They don't quite know how to all play together. But you don't want to just ignore your friend or push her to the side because you don't understand her child. What you can do when you do want to communicate and show that you are trying and show that you are interested, get down on the child's level. Whether that's a squat, a bended knee, or sit right there on the floor. You can do it. Get down to the child's level and start a conversation. It doesn't even have to be anything complicated, you guys. It can just start with sitting next to the child, playing with the toy next to the child. I just dropped my notebook, but it's okay. You guys, sitting next to the child on the floor, where my notebook is a great place to start. A lot of times kids are on the floor playing with their toys and their activities and lining things up and organizing things. If they allow you to, see if you can engage and help. And if not, cheer them on along the way. But the first steps to communication are going to be getting to that child's level. You have to start small. We'll get there. What's next? Body language. Now, we've all heard this, but I don't know if you've heard it when it actually comes to communicating. And if you have, this is going to be a great refresher for you. Body language. Let's say we're having a conversation right now. I mean, I'm talking to you through a camera lens. Hello. But there's a way that your body language should be. Now, for instance, let's say you are the cashier. I keep using that example, you guys, because I secretly used to work at a very popular grocery store, and I was a cashier for like 2 years, but thank God, not anymore. Yes! But you guys, let's say that you are having a conversation with an individual at your register who has a special need. Now, a lot of times what I've seen people do is they're kind of looking around at everyone else for approval. Like, you're not saying it, but your body language is saying it for you. Like, what are you doing here? This is what you convey. When your eyes are roaming across and you're kind of looking through the person or around the person like they need a guardian or some type of assistance, that's actually very disrespectful. You're looking through them, you're looking past them, and that's not very fair. Try your best to make eye contact with the person. Try your best to look at them and see them for who they are, not just as someone who's in your lane, you don't quite understand, can I get some help? Look them in the eye, ask them how they're doing, and proceed from there. Keep your head up. You got this. Next step. This one, y'all, is more of a don't, but I have seen it way too many times. If you want to convey that you understand someone and you're there and you support them and right on or whatever it is, that you're in agreement and that you support them as a human, a lot of times what we do is we touch. Now, when you are talking to an individual on the spectrum, you need to be very cautious of this. A lot of times individuals on any type of spectrum or with varying special needs, I won't just limit it to one, they have a lot of things called sensory challenges. If you want to know more about that, look back at my other videos. I made a video all on sensory, what it means and how it actually works. But more important than that right now, you guys, let's give this example. You are a waitress at a restaurant and you're sitting with this beautiful and amazing family and you see that an individual at the table has a special need. Only saying that to say, you see that something is a little different. Not all special needs are visible. So when you go up and you're trying to convey to that person and take their order, instead of just asking them what they want, to try to show that you're friendly and encouraging and exciting and you understand them as a human, you put your hand on their shoulder. Hey, what can I get for you? That is a big no-no. Never touch without asking. I mean, how would you feel if someone came up to you and just decided, ooh, touch, how are you doing today? Oh, or have you guys ever had that happen where somebody will just come and like touch your hair and just, oh, is it real? No girl, I got this from the beauty supply. This is the wig, isn't it cute? But that's besides the point. You never touch without asking, especially to an individual on the spectrum, because it might cause more of a meltdown instead of coming across as you trying to be warm, friendly, and inviting. Make sense? You guys, if you feel like you genuinely, honestly don't know where to start, go back to the basics. Start with a compliment. Hey buddy, I like your shirt. Or hey there, I really like your shoes. Or those are some nice looking glasses. Tailor the compliment as appropriate. I mean, when you don't know what else to say, what's better to start with than a compliment? Starting off with something nice that's gonna make both of you feel good, and you can build on common interests from there. You guys, let me give you some real life examples. We're gonna go back to the restaurant. You work in a restaurant, you see that the individual, be it child or adult, we'll go with child in this one, is looking at the menu, and you see that they keep kind of going back and forth between things. Oh, hey, I like how you're looking at the menu to make a decision. What were you thinking about ordering? Or you guys are at a clothing store. You see that the child keeps carrying around a toy. I should have said a toy store, but you guys are at the toy store. You see that the child keeps carrying this toy when the parent is trying to get them to put it on the register so that they can check out. Don't make a big deal out of it. Let the kid hold the toy, go around and scan it, or get someone to run and do a price check for you. You guys, sometimes things like this, you just have to choose your battles. Another thing you can do in this example, I had it happen to me when I was working at a store. Again, get down to that child's level. You see they don't want to let go of their toy? Go over to them, get down on their level. Can I have a turn? Or can I play with it? Be creative, be playful. Use your scanner gun, scan that bad boy, get that parent out of here, and you just made their day, whether you know it or not. You got the toy away from the child so they can check out, and that's not always an easy thing when your child is on the spectrum. You guys, use these skills, and I promise you, they will help you out more than you can ever realize. I know I've said more than a mouthful today. I mean, that's kind of what happens when I drink a double shot and a green tea right before I start filming a video. But you know what? It's all worth it. The last thing I want to leave you with is to be yourself. Now, it might sound a little cliche and you've heard it from so many people before, but it doesn't matter. When you're trying to communicate with an individual on the spectrum, or with any form of different ability, I need you to remember to be yourself. Use your manners, use your eye contact, and treat others with the respect that you would like to be treated with. You guys, thank you for watching today's video. If you liked it, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And if you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you for watching, you guys. I appreciate it more than you'll ever know. Bye.